Thank you for that live report. And now to a major update out of Washington that could affect your wallet here in Western Mass.
The Inflation Reduction Act made its way through the Senate over the weekend, aimed at reducing Americans' use of oil and gas, among other things. Western Mass News reporter Paris Dunford is getting answers, breaking down the legislation for us live in studio. Paris?
Mary, Chris, we asked experts how this act would affect the everyday consumer. They tell me it might be a while until these changes are felt in our wallets. Kate Gord owns a novelty gift shop in Agawam. As a small business owner, she tells Western Mass News the effects of inflation have hit her hard, especially after a tough time with the COVID-19 pandemic.
I'm fearful that people will no longer purchase them at the new price.
Inflation has hit everyone hard, really, and that's why U.S. legislators are focused on passing legislation that helps the consumer. Over the weekend, the Senate passed the Inflation Reduction Act, or the IRA.
But I can see a few ways in which over the longer term, the IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, could start having an impact on our everyday pocketbooks.
It's a bill mainly focused on three large things, which local political science professor Maria Toyota breaks down for us. One, it focuses on incentives for Americans and businesses to focus more on renewable energy. Some lawmakers, including Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey, calling it the biggest effort to tackle climate change.
All of this combined makes it one of the most important pieces of legislation to ever be considered by the United States Congress.
Two, it allows Medicare to negotiate on prescription drugs, which could help reduce costs on medications for the average person.
Getting some control over the rising cost of medication will certainly have a direct impact on pocketbooks.
And three, it has major corporations paying more out of pocket for taxes, creating more revenue for the country, something Gord is concerned will only lead to higher prices once again.
Your cost of doing business goes up, your pricing on your product also has to go up. It's all relative. Everything is somewhat tied together.
Now, this act is not set in place just yet. It still has to go through the House, where it is expected to pass. They're set to take it up this Friday, and then it has to get the signature of President Joe Biden. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we dig a little deeper into that first point that I mentioned, a focus on climate change, how purchasing an electric car will actually make you money. For now, reporting live in studio, Paris Dunford for Western Mass News.